Spiraling gang violence in Ecuador, leaving people questioning who's actually in control. The violence and unrest continuing after a notorious gang leader escaped from prison. Explosions, killings, and kidnappings becoming more brazen, including the takeover of a television network as it was live on the air just days ago. All this as authorities still search for that drug kingpin known as Fito. Correspondent Elizabeth Prann joins us live. And Elizabeth, this situation really continues to get worse.
I know, and Nichole, as Americans, we really should care. I mean, I spoke with a former DEA agent who you have spoke to as well. There is a ripple effect. This impacts everyday Americans. The violence that we're seeing is really beyond our comprehension. In fact, we spoke with a woman from Guayaquil this morning, and she said this moment, as you can see on your television, took place just 20 minutes from her house. This is an act of terror. This is armed gang members storming a television station, throwing employees to the ground on live television. And while no one was killed, this is really a breaking point, as you mentioned, after the drug lord Fito escaped from prison. He is the boss of Los Chaneros, and why should we care? Well, there is ties to a Mexican drug cartel, Sinaloa, and he's been providing security, orchestrating behind bars for decades. So this impacts everyday Americans. We talked with a former DEA agent. He is now the global director for counter-narcotics technology, the company Rigaku, and he said that Americans should be paying attention to what's happening in Ecuador.
People, they perceive these narco trafficking organizations as just basically drug traffickers, not understanding the enormous wealth that they have gained over the years. We're talking billions of dollars in narco profits. And as these organizations grow, as they metastasize, they come into conflict with the state because they need to control more territory.
So the president, who was elected to take on this growing narco industry, has declared a state of emergency, and there is a curfew in place, and there is increased military presence locally there. But he claims that there are tens of thousands of these gang members, and many businesses are closed, and folks are scared. The woman who we spoke with said, especially after Tuesday, there was simply a mass exodus because people didn't know what was happening.
But the difference is that after they took over a TV station and made hostages of the people at the TV channel on live TV, it caused a sense of everything was completely in their hands, and we had no idea what was going to happen next. So what happened was that it produced a collective hysteria, and people just started to flee wherever they were, looking for their children and going to pick up their kids at school. And because of this, and because of other terrorists that started just shooting people on the streets, among the traffic.
And Nichole, people have to understand that this situation is unfolding. There's more than 100 prison guards that are being held hostage across 7 prisons in the country. The president there said that the curfew will be in place for at least 60 days. And another thing that he is working to do is to deport the foreign nationals that are in those prisons to try to reduce the population. But as I mentioned, a very ongoing situation, and it's quite scary.
Yeah, very, very scary. All right, Elizabeth, thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.